This is to give you guys a good idea of what one day of use on a PlayStation 4 space-wise will net you. Um, Sorry if I sound a little bad. Of course, I get sick the day after the console comes out. But here are the applications and how much they use. So Killzone Shadowfall uses 39 gigs. Contrast uses about 2.5 gigs. Call of Duty Ghost is 33 gigs. Resogun is about 500 megabytes. Netflix, I don't know why, it uses a gig. That's weird. Knack is 36 gigs, and Blacklight Retribution is 5.1 gigs. Now, captures, it does capture a lot of data. Like, you know how it does a 15 minutes behind? And it does capture a lot of video clips automatically. I don't know if you can turn this feature off, but it's always running, but it does delete older things. Then you have the application saved, which you can put on a flash drive. So you can back it up if you want to, or automatically have it upload to the cloud. So on day one, I only have 741 gigs free. So this is partially, again, why I upgraded the hard drive, because 500 gigs is not going to be enough. Now, I did want to cover a few things. I do love the feature where right now, disk drive, it's not spinning. So if I go to launch the game, it spins up the disk, but it'll quickly just shut it right back off. So it's just checking to make sure that this is a legitimate disk, and then you're up and running. You're ready inside the game. It's pretty fast load times, but I love that you can just go back to the main menu without any problem, and you can just hop right back in. So if someone sends you a message, you can go to your notifications and say, okay, someone sent me a friend request. You can check your downloads, which I have to tell you, I love this as well. My biggest pet peeve with the PlayStation 4 was the amount of micromanagement that it required. Especially when you're downloading games off of the store, it wouldn't automatically update them until you played them. So, for instance, if you downloaded any free game for the PlayStation Plus, you would always download it. It would sit in the background until you quit your game. You would have to click on that, and it would install. And then once it's done installing, you would have to click it again, and you would have to update it. Well, I'm loving this thing. I was playing Killzone Shadowfall, and I was able to install the updates for Call of Duty Ghosts, for Knack, for all these games. That the updates were just downloading automatically in the background. On top of that, it was installing the updates in the background too. So it was downloading Contrast, which they're still doing it the stupid way where it downloads the original gold file and then it downloads an update file. I still think Sony should just axe the original version and always provide the absolute latest edition, but that's just me. But it knew automatically to download both of them. It knew, okay, this is the original file, this is the update. I'm going to download, install this, then download and install this as well. So it was doing this automatically without any issues. Now, Blacklight Retribution couldn't update. That's because PSN was on the fritz yesterday. There was just too many people on and had loads of issues where constantly I was getting kicked out of PSN. Constantly, when you're in the middle of your game, it was just you'd be in the middle of the game, all of a sudden it would do this. You'd be like, what the fuck? It was just constantly doing this. You'd be back in the game, shooting, and then it would just do this. You're like, I don't understand. I'm not hitting any button. And I guess what was happening was every time you were getting signed out of PSN, or if PSN was down for maintenance, it has a problem where it just kicks you. It just like brings you back to the main menu. And I hope Sony fixes that later, because that's pretty annoying, because it would happen constantly. Another thing I noticed is sometimes you'd be over here, you're like, you want to select something, or you're checking out the extra info, which is not loading up today for some reason. Like you're supposed to be able to drop down. It's not working right now for these games. So I have to figure out what the hell that's all about. Maybe I have to sign into PSN. I would assume it's automatic, but apparently not. Um, but the problem was you would go into Call of Duty Ghosts, you would go down into the extra information, and then it would just like automatically slide you over to this, and then say here. So then you're like, well, I'm looking at my library. It would cancel out, slide all the way over to your disc-based game. That's another glitch that's happened. I've had the PlayStation 4. Has it crashed? Um, Not entirely. It has frozen a few times, but it just like freezes for like 3 or 4 seconds and then it comes back out of it. I have had the machine fail to boot. When you press and hold, you can put it in what's called the standby mode. I put it in standby mode. I go to resume it with remote play, and it crashed. So I had to pull the power plug. And then what was interesting was I pulled the power plug, plugged it immediately back in, and the PS4 just started going haywire. The disk drive just started making wacky noises, and the system would not respond at all. So I had to unplug it for like a minute or two. I don't know what that was all about, but other than that, it's working. I love how fast that's one thing that you're gonna love if when you're switching from especially like a PlayStation 3, and I have to stress this a lot. PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4 is a day and night upgrade. I mean, this is what next gen's about, guys. It's about just overall how speedy and fast the interface is. Call of Duty Ghost looks day and night better than the PlayStation 3 version versus the PlayStation 4 version. It is a day and night difference. For anyone that wants to say it doesn't look next gen, it's not going to look, like the end of a generation to the end of a generation, but there is a jump. There is a leap. I can see it. And the same thing goes for knack. It's not just about particle effects. Trust me, this game could never look this way on a PlayStation 3. And that same thing is true about Call of Duty Ghosts. When playing multiplayer on the PlayStation 3, everything is like muddy and like murky, and the lighting is all like blurred into each other, and like the textures are just like blurry as hell. But the PlayStation 4, it's crisp, clean, smooth. The lighting is far superior. The anti-aliasing is definitely turned on in this version. The textures are just substantially better on the PlayStation 4. So you will see that, and even like Killzone, like the graphics are excellent. I mean, I'm surprised how close they come to PC counterparts. It definitely looked like I would say Killzone Shadowfall is the equivalent of Crysis 3 running max settings on a PC. I'm shocked, and you know me, I love my PC. I fucking have a GTX 690 in there. I mean, this is my custom built computer, but I am very impressed with what they're able to get out of this console. Will it maintain its superiority? Maybe for right now, but trust me, PCs will always leap and bounds above consoles. Give it a few months, and you're gonna have that one PC game that requires a GTX like 680 to run, and yeah, that's it. Because my PC is 3 times, this card is 3 times more powerful than a PlayStation 4's GPU. That's 5 point something teraflops, whereas the PlayStation 4 is 1.8. But yeah, I really love the console so far, so I guess this video title is going to be like day one review, and I have to say I'm very impressed. They fixed a lot of stupid things that I hated about this console. They fixed a lot, and I'm very impressed. I do want to know, though, if this is going to become a problem management-wise, because imagine if you have, like, I have a lot of games. I have, like, 20-something games for the PlayStation 4? Not PlayStation 4, I mean PlayStation 3. Imagine if you have 20 fucking disc games going across here. I know, luckily, whenever you stick in a disc, it will always slide the most recent game or whatever you have in there all the way to the left. But I do believe this will become a problem. I'm wondering if Sony is going to implement a folder system, or like similar to how like the PlayStation 3 was, where you could have, okay, downloaded games are all grouped together, disc-based games are grouped together because it creates. It's like the PS Vita. It creates a icon for every disc game, even if the disc is not inside. This is so you can manage other things when it's in there. Resogun is really fun, guys, and some were asking actually how fast it loads. I'll show you how fast it loads. It's pretty fast. And this is the power of a 7,200 RPM drive. I mean, you really won't see that much of a difference with solid state. The deal is that there are a lot of things that an operating system is supposed to take advantage of. And I'm wondering if the fucking thing crashed. Looked like it did. So let's kill the application and relaunch it. Day one problems, guys. There we go. So that's how fast it was. It crashed the first time. So there are definitely things that need to be improved, but overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the way this console is turning out. In the beginning, though, like this game is just fucking particle effects. That's all they do. It's like someone just had a field day with particle effects. It looks very cheesy, but it's an interesting game. And the thing that scares me is this fucking controller. The speaker is constantly talking to you. It's kind of like the Wiimote, but the Wiimote never talked to you as much as this thing did. Now, this is an interesting concept. I don't understand why. I hate the whole human saving thing. I just wish it was just like, what do you call it? Super Stardust HD. That would have been easier, but overall, love it that you can just hop back out, you know, check your messages, hop back in. You know, it's such a fluid system. I love it. So take care, guys. If you have any questions, I mean, I will show off some remote play, which I have been using. It is glitchy. I'm not gonna say it's perfect. I'll have to definitely say if you played a Wii U, it's not as smooth as the Wii U, which is to be expected because it's a completely different concept. The PlayStation 4 is doing real-time video encoding to stream via IP, and then the PS Vita is decoding that, but also sending controller commands via IP to the PS4. Whereas the Wii U controller is using, what do you call it, Wi-Fi Direct, which is exactly what the Xbox 360 will be using, which I still don't understand what Microsoft's going to do with that technology because they don't have a screen. But definitely have to say that the Wii U concept is better implemented because it's smoother. The controls are better because you don't have to worry about, oh wait, I don't have L2 and R2 buttons. I don't have L3 and R3 buttons on the Vita. So you have to kind of use the back touchpad. It's not that great. Plus the joysticks suck. I hate the joysticks on the Vita. They don't work that well. So that's one aspect that the Wii U is better, because I could play the same whether I'm on the fucking TV or directly on the controller. The controls always feel the same. So it will vary depending on the game. I mean, I was just playing Contrast in bed all night. I was tired as hell. And I'm like, okay, you know, I'm just gonna play Contrast, and it played very well. You know, it was one of those games, and I've noticed they remapped the controllers. So if you're playing like Killzone Shadowfall, normally they're using the L3, the L2 and R2 buttons, but on the Vita, they map it where the L2 and R2 buttons are the L and R buttons on the Vita. So the L1 and R1 buttons are the top two touch buttons, and the bottom two touch buttons they have are the L3 and R3 buttons. I know it's very confusing, but I'll show this off. It's pretty interesting. So take care, guys. Look out for future content. And again, if you have any questions about the PlayStation 4, you want me to shoot a video about something stupid, if you want me to wipe my ass with the controller, I will do so for you guys.